What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, we are back. The Great League is back. I took a break for a week from the Catch Cup, and it felt like a month, like, to be completely honest. The break was so nice, and that is why there has been no videos on the channel. I just needed a break, to be completely honest, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly healthy, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did the same. Now, what we have is the final week of Go Battle League for this season. We have all three leagues available. I'm obviously diving into the Great League today with a team posted by the previous Pokemon or Play Pokemon World Champion, itsAXN. Skarmory, Serperior, and Shadow Dragonair. This team was solid. Got a lot of great wins, a lot of close losses, and overall just a solid team to run. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, getting into the first battle here, we have Skarmory on the lead versus Lantern. Obviously, a very bad lead for us, so we're going to be swapping out right away into the Shadow Dragonair, and we draw out a Shadow Alolan Sandslash. This is like almost about as bad as it gets, right? When you think about the coverage that they have against our team right now. But what's also great is Shadow, or not, it's not Shadow, sorry, it's just Alolan Sandslash, maybe the only counter to Serperior. So we're going to play to that. We're going to put all our eggs into one basket, and that's going to be on the Serperior. That's our only hope, right? If they have another hard counter, maybe they have a Talonflame or a Skarmory back there, right? It's over, right? That's just how Go Battle League goes sometimes. So what we're going to do here is load up with energy on Skarmory. Now, Skarmory thankfully has access to Steel Wing, which is neutral damage against the Alolan Sandslash, which actually comes in so clutch in a lot of today's games because that neutral damage is really going to start adding up as we let two Ice Punches go through. Now, I don't want them to get to another Ice Punch, and I'm not going to be able to farm them down in time, so I'm going to be forced to throw the Sky Attack here to try to get the final shield or get the knockout. Now, Switch Clock is up. I'm going to go ahead and swap out, and they have a Trevenant in the back. So it is not a hard counter to the Serperior, but we have the 2-to-1 shield advantage, which is why I was saying if there's any opportunity to win this game, it is going to be with Serperior and a 2-to-1 shield. That's it. If there's a Skarmory, if there's a Talonflame back there, it's over. But if there isn't, and it is a shiny Trevenant, we have an opportunity to win. Now, my opponent as well can bait me here with Seed Bomb, but what they cannot do is get to 2 Seed Bombs and a Shadow Ball before I get to the second Aerial Ace. So what I'm going to do here is just double shield the Seed Bombs, go for the Aerial Ace right away. I do not want to mess around with the energy there on Trevenant because I know here against the Lantern, I am going to be able to outpace and survive the Thunderbolt, which means this Frenzy Plant here should be enough damage to one-shot, which is why this team can be so potent in the Open Great League. Boom! Down it goes, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving to the next one. Sandslash on the lead. We see a lot of these today. It was pretty common for me. This is going to be a Powder Snow variant instead of Shadow Claw, which is obviously even more deadly for this team because it's doing super effective damage against the backline. So we're going to go ahead and no shield on the Skarmory to start. I want to try to soften them up without making them think I am losing the backline here. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Sky Attack. They decide to shield right away, which is fine. I can now look to shield one of these Ice Punches. They're going to have 2, but I can easily shield 1 and then go for the next Sky Attack to try to get them low. Now, obviously, I over-tapped right there, which is fine. It's going to be Charge Attack priority, which is okay, because we're going to be able to survive. We go for the Sky Attack. If they give up 2 shields, I have to swap into the Dragonair. If they don't, and they let it go, we actually fast move down in time. We just took switch advantage, which is huge for us, as an Azumarill now is going to be coming in. I try to get to the Brave Bird there. That was a bit risky. I should have just gone for this guaranteed Sky Attack, as now I have Serperior against Azumarill. Now, the great thing about Serperior is the Ice Beam. The Ice Beam does not one-shot. We are extremely tanky, so you are perfectly fine to no-shield an Ice Beam when you are at full health. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Frenzy Plant here. This is going to do a ton of damage, and now Azumarill is in a tough position. Notice, though, how they're not swapping out. This is going to be a call I'm going to make. I'm going to no-shield this Ice Beam. I'm going to let it go. Because if they didn't swap out of Azumarill, That means they are more weak in the back to grass, and if they are more weak in the back to grass, it is likely a Whiscash because of how dominant it has been with Scald, which means going for the 1-to-1 shields with a Shadow Dragonair is going to be the play to be made in order to win this game. Did I have to give up Serperior in order to win? I don't think so. If I would have just shielded and then farmed down, I think we would have been fine as well. But this is just the guaranteed way, because if it wasn't Whiscash and it was something else, I might have needed that shield in order to Dragon Breath them down. So good game, very well played to my opponent. Obviously a hard team read there by me, but that Skarmory stealing on the lead did very good for me. All right, next, I saw a lot of Alolan Sandslash, okay, which is good because you might see the same, as we are going to go ahead and stay in on the lead. We're going to treat it just like the lead from the previous matchup where we want to soften them up. But this is a different trainer. This is a Shadow Alolan Sandslash, so we got to play it a little bit differently because they might actually double shield unlike the previous trainer. So we're going to go ahead and go for Sky Attack here. They decide to shield, and now look at the damage that I have taken from Shadow Claw because this is Shadow. I have to shield myself, so I'm going to go ahead and give that up. I'm going to go for the Sky Attack right away. That way I can knock out the Alolan Sandslash or get 2 shields. And if I do get 2 shields, I have to go for the Steel Wing farm down and force their energy right here. If I swap into Dragonair, I get hit with an Ice Punch regardless. So instead, I'm draining the energy, keeping my 1-to-0 shield advantage, and then Dragon Breathing down. Now the next Pokemon is going to be Annihilate. So kind of a tough situation right here. Annihilate does have an opportunity to do a lot of damage against this team, but thankfully Aqua Tail and Dragon Breath is going to be making quick work of it. Now, I have to make another call. I have to call that Serperior is my win condition, because if it's not, if it's a flyer back there, but it's not. They do decide to surrender, so we won't know what it is. If it's a flyer back there, then obviously the Serperior is going to lose, and the health on Dragonair is not going to make a difference. So good game. All right, next one we have Lantern versus Skarmory. Dragonair now versus Dragonair in the mid game. So this is going to be getting me the 2-to-1 shield advantage, or I just get straight hard switch, right? Obviously, I would love hard switch advantage, but I won't be able to get it in the mirror fight like that. So now I have to come in with Skarmory, and I need to load up on energy. Now, if we've seen a Lantern, we've seen a Dragonair, odds are they need something for Whiscash and Grass. So this could be a very tough double dragon backline. I'm wondering if it's going to be maybe a Shadow Dragonite back there. I'm also going to try to delay the switch clock a little bit by letting them hit me without going for a fast attack. And now we have the Lantern come in. So we're going to go for the Brave Bird here because obviously we are chipping and dipping. We are going right into Serperior, hoping we have a decent matchup in the back, but they actually have Mandibuzz. So this is going to be a tough one. I could just top left and just, you know, go good game, but I really want to see if I can push the limits here. I want to see if I can catch an Aerial Ace back on the Skarmory. I want to see if I can get the Serperior low enough, or not the Serperior, sorry, the Mandibuzz low enough where I might be able to go for a double Aerial Ace to clutch up the win by farming down the Lantern with Vine Whip. So the cards are stacked against me, right? When it comes to this matchup, I think my opponent knows it. They might be a little annoyed that I didn't surrender, but again, I like trying to see what I can do with the team, and go battle lag is always a potential thing, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're obviously double shielding. I need to load up a little bit of energy, and then I have to catch an Aerial Ace here on my Skarmory. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the, I mistimed, that was a bad play by me. Mistimed the Aerial Ace there. They snuck through a Snarl. So I'm going to go ahead and do one Vine Whip and then swap. So I do catch the Aerial Ace, which is perfect. But my opponent does a very good play on their end. They decide to overload back to Aerial Ace and then dip out. That is a very good play by my opponent because now it guarantees the win for them. Had they not done those 2 Snarls, maybe I get a back-to-back Aerial Ace. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have enough energy here. Frenzy Plant is going to knock out, but they still have a shield, and if they keep the shield on Mandibuzz, which they do, that is going to be a good game. So, I don't think it was really a winnable game, for me, other than, yeah, I don't think there was a lot of room to be played there. I definitely mistimed a Snarl, though. Good game. All right, next one, we have Shadow Whiscash here on the lead. This is going to likely have something to counter Grass-type Pokemon in the back. I would not be surprised if it is a Skarmory or if it is a Talonflame, something like that back there. So what we're going to do is we're going to no-shield the Scald, we're going to go for a Brave Bird, and then we're going to be swapping into the Shadow Dragonair here to get ahead on energy and hopefully get a shield and draw out the Skarmory. But we draw out a Wigglytuff, and I'm like, ooh. If this is in fact double charm, so maybe there's an Alolan Ninetales. If it's, maybe it may not be double charm, it may be double fairy. So it could be a Powder Snow Alolan Ninetales. That could be tough. But what I did get as myself is a 2-to-1 shield advantage. So now what I can do is come in with Skarmory and load up on energy with Steel Wing. I'm gonna have to shield the Icy Wind or Ice, whatever charge move's thrown right here, I have to shield. But I know, because the Whiscash is out of energy, that I can go for a free Brave Bird and get myself the 1-to-0, which is a lot better of a matchup. But they have a Lickitung in the back. That is not what I was anticipating. I go for a Brave Bird regardless to do as much damage as possible, and now I swap out into Serperior to try to close this game out. We got to start thinking about the hardest hitting move left in this game. It is likely going to be Body Slam, but I do not want to get caught out with no shield facing a Whiscash that actually is running Scald and Blizzard. That is what would end me. So I decided to no shield that Body Slam. I go for Frenzy Plant here. They decide to shield, which is fine by me because now I'm in a situation where I can safely shield. If the Whiscash does in fact swap in and try to go for a Blizzard, it's not going to get there in time. And they do decide to throw right away, which means this is likely just a Mud Bomb, which definitely now secures the win for me because I can overload just a little bit and then go for Frenzy Plant in order to knock out the Shadow Whiscash, and then I should be able to win the race to the next charge move against the Lickitung. So boom, down it goes, and now we go for Frenzy Plant, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. So definitely a much easier team to be facing off against. I'm glad it wasn't Skarmory. I'm glad it wasn't Dragonair or Dragonite, but you never know sometimes. Good battle. All right, moving to the next one. We have Annihilape here on the lead. Annihilape can be a good Pokemon against this team if given the right amount of shields and placement with energy, but on the lead, we're sitting okay. What we can do is safely no-shield the potential Shadow Ball and get ourselves the shield advantage as we go ahead and let this go. And now we're going to go for Sky Attack here. I'm going to guess that they have an anti-flyer in the back, so odds are maybe something like Lantern. They decide to shield, so I'm going to go ahead and swap out into the Dragonair, and they actually bring in Ferrothorn. And I'm thinking to myself, oh no, this might actually be a double steal team. So it might be Annihilape, Skarmory, and Ferrothorn, and the Ferrothorn is coming in here because it's going to be resisting Dragon Breath, Body Slam, and Aqua Tail. In the matchup against Skarmory, Aqua Tail is neutral, so at least I have some play there. So now I'm starting to calculate what do I need to do in order to potentially win this game. Obviously, I'm going to need more health on Skarmory. I'm going to need to get, I decided to shield on the Dragonair as well because I needed to get this Ferrothorn lower. Now I decided to no shield here as it is going to be Power Whip, and then I'm going to try to go for a Body Slam, but I actually decide to go for the aggressive Farm Down and I don't get it in time. So a slight misplay on my end, so they will be able to knock me out. I thought I could get it, but I didn't. And now I might just pay for it if they do in fact have a hard counter, right? So let's find out. Ooh, they don't. They come in with Annihilape. So now my initial thought process is shifting back to maybe it's Lantern. So I'm going to go ahead and look to no shield here as it's just going to be a Night Slash. It wasn't Shadow Ball. And I do go for the Aerial Ace. And again, I just want you guys to know, I'm thinking Lantern now. I'm thinking Lantern. It's not. It's a Lickitung. And now I may not have the amount of damage needed to win this game. So I'm going to need to try to catch a Body Slam on Skarmory, which is going to be tough. So I'm going to go ahead and go for Frenzy Plant there. Lickitung, all they need to do is land one Body Slam to take me out. And this is going to be a tough game. So this Lickitung has a lot of energy, so I'm going to go ahead and shield because if they don't throw right away, I get to Sky Attack. and they do decide to throw, which is fine. They are now basically energy dry, but the tough thing for me is I don't have enough energy for a Frenzy Plant and an Aerial Ace. I would have enough for 2 Aerial Aces, but that's not going to be enough to take them out. I need the raw neutral damage here from the Community Day move, and it's just not going to be enough, as I won't be able to get to that Aerial Ace in time, so they will get to the Body Slam. So good game to my opponent. I was really hoping for Lantern, obviously, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, moving to the next one. Skarmory, Altaria. Really good lead for us. We have 2 good answers for it, and we do see a swap out into the Skarmory mirror. I'm instantly brought back to this might be the top performing team from a previous season where it was Altaria, Lantern, and Skarmory, a ABA double flyer formation. So I'm going to play to that. I've seen 2 of the 3 Pokemon already, and that is what it's screaming to me, is that there's a Lantern back there. So I have to keep my Serperior hidden in the back for that opportunity. And I can do that by staying in with Skarmory right here and trying to get their Skarmory low. I'm going to have to shield as well because I need to maintain switch advantage in order to win this game. And now I'm going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack here. Brave Bird would knock out, but I do not want to get caught with them shielding and then taking the extra damage. So we're going to go for the Farm Down, and we get the Farm Down. We maintain switch advantage. And this is perfect because now Altaria is likely coming back in, but it's going to be the Lantern instead. So I swap into Dragonair, and that is checkmate. That is checkmate because Altaria is now on the field. Dragonair is going to put pressure here with charge and fast move damage, and then the Skarmory can easily come in and go for that Sky Attack right away. The opponent has no clue. I have a Serperior sitting back there. And their Altaria is so low that even if they do go for Sky Attack against my Skarmory, I can Vine Whip down the Altaria, no problem. As we're going to go for the Sky Attack here, and then they decide to let it go. They're going to risk it all and come in with Lantern, which is fine. That's going to be their only play if they think I have an answer for it. So now I'm going to come in with the Serperior, and this is going to be a good game. As you guys will see, Thunderbolt and Surf just does not do enough damage. This is why Serperior is one of the best grass-type Pokemon to be running, period, in Open Great League. Its bulk and its coverage is just so good. Boom, down it goes, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. And that was not the final battle. Sorry. Whiscash. We got more. Whiscash here on the lead. I forgot I added in a couple extra. Charizard swap in. Okay, so I bring in Dragonair. This is obviously going to be a tough mid game for me because I have to shield the Dragon Claw, which is going to be doing super effective damage. But now I'm starting to wonder, why would they swap in something so weak to a Bastiodon and a Lantern unless they have 2? And what I mean by 2 is a Talonflame back there. They come in with Whiscash right away, and if it is a Talonflame, I just got baited out, and that might seal the deal. So Mud Bomb does land. I go for Body Slam here, just trying to do as much chip damage as possible, and then we're going to be coming in with the Serperior to load up on energy, and if it is Talonflame, it's over. Let's find out. Oh, it was. I had the hunch. I'm going to go for Frenzy Plant here. Just because it's over, guys. It's over. Talonflame, 2 shields against 2 Pokemon weak to fire. Like, there's nothing I can do. So good game to my opponent. I'm going to give them the booms on this one. So I'm going to let these go through. I'm going to let them ramp up that damage with Flame Charge. And they are just going to destroy my Skarmory. So good game to my opponent. Cool double Fire Flyer backline. The second I saw Charizard and I counter swapped to the Dragonair, I knew, I'm like, wait a second, they are running 2 of those. So good game to my opponent. All right, moving to the next one. Skarmory versus Skarmory. Here we go. Mirror fight lead. You guys might run into this, and how I like to play it is don't be the first one to go for Brave Bird. If you're the first one to go for Brave Bird, you're the first one to be forced to shield. So we're going to go ahead and look to go for Sky Attack on kind of misalignment here. I don't want to show Charge Attack priority because odds are I might be losing it. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Sky Attack. We're going to overload. We're going to not shield. I'm going to let this go through. If it's Brave Bird, they're in trouble. And it is. So they are now in trouble. But they swap out into Shadow Gligar, which is good. This is now an ABA Flyer team, which means they might have Whiscash in the back. So I'm going to swap into Dragonair here to lock down the Gligar. We can do a lot of damage with Dragon Breath and Body Slam. Obviously, Aqua Tail is super effective as well. So we're going to go ahead and shield it. It's going to be Aerial Ace, which is fine. We're going to go for Body Slam here. I should just go for Aqua Tail there. That's super effective damage. But I went for Body Slam. It's same. They decide to shield. And now we are going to shield ourselves and go for the aggressive farm down. I need to maintain switch advantage. When there is a Skarmory on alignment, you need to make sure your own Skarmory is aligned to it, or the Dragonair. Serperior is gonna do nothing against it. So we're gonna see what they decide to bring in, and it is going to be, in fact, the Skarmory, which is allowing me to get to this free Aqua Tail. This is a lot of neutral damage that I get to land here, and it's so much so that they are going to be forced to throw energy because otherwise I Dragon Breath them down. Now obviously I'm going to be coming in with my own Skarmory here, ready to swap into Serperior if I see that Whiscash, and there it is. Whiscash does swap in, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Obviously, Skarmory Whiscash core is a tale as old as time. It is very easy to predict. This core, obviously, you guys have seen today of my own, or not my own, sorry. It's itsAXN's team that I am running. Skarmory and Serperior core is obviously very strong, but it does have a weakness, which is going to be those double fire flyers, which we saw in a previous matchup. But boom, down goes the Whiscash, and now we get to Frenzy Plant the Skarmory, and that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. Boom, see ya. Good battle. And I believe that was the final one. So overall, really solid team. You guys saw a lot of great wins, a lot of close losses, and a lot of just good teams that we faced off against. We faced off against a lot of Alolan Sandslash, which can core break this team. I'm sure many of you commented down in the YouTube comments before even watching any battles that this team is weak to Alolan Sandslash. Well, I made sure to show you guys how to beat it. Obviously, double fire flyer backline with Whiscash was tough to beat. There's nothing you can really do there, and sometimes the ABC kind of coverage to this team. But overall, it was solid. I had fun with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.